Hello, Jesse here at GPSCity. I have the Zumo 665. This is a great motorcycle GPS with XM radio. I'm going to do a quick overview of the different menu systems and the way the screens are set up. So the first screen that you're going to see once you boot in is this main screen. You have a Where To icon for entering addresses and points of interest, and then a View Map screen to view the map. Along the top bar here, we have a few icons. We have our satellite status bar. Currently there's a red X through it. That's because I have the GPS turned off because I'm indoors doing this video. The next icon is a Bluetooth icon. This is letting us know that Bluetooth is turned on. To increase your battery life, you could turn Bluetooth off so your unit will last a little longer while you're walking around with it. The center icon here is a motorcycle. You could tap that and change that to a car or a pedestrian mode. And what that does is it changes the routing settings and a few of the other settings in the unit to make it more walking friendly, driving friendly, or motorcycle friendly. And then of course we have the time in the top right hand corner. Once we move down to the bottom bar, we have our volume and we also have our tools menu. Once we have a route in there, we're going to have a few other options down along the bottom left here. We're going to have stop route and detour. I'll show you that in a second here. Let's go into the Where To menu to see what type of options you can search for. In Where To, we have the option to search for addresses, points of interest, which are going to include food, restaurants, shopping, hotels, and so on. If we don't want to search in the current category, we could always spell by name and search through them all. And if we don't want to search in the current city we're in, we could also change our city reference by tapping near and changing our city. One thing to note too is we have a down arrow here, so we could go to other pages with other category selections. Other options we have to go home. We could also do an intersection search, just in case you don't know the address but you do know the intersection. Favorites, that's where all our favorite locations are going to show up, also known as waypoints. If we go down to the next page, we could search for cities, custom routes, extras. We could also browse the map, enter in coordinates, and also this unit will allow us to track back. That follows the track log backwards that we just drove. And again, we could change our reference point by tapping the near button. Going back to the main menu, we could also go into our tools. In tools, we have a bunch of options here too. We could change various settings of the unit. We could go into the Where Am I? That's going to tell us our current latitude, longitude, closest intersection, rough estimate of our address, and all the closest emergency services, including fuel. We've got a help menu to give us some help on different menus. Our media player. Our custom routes, this is where we could design our own route so we could follow the roads we want to and not what the GPS thinks are best. My data for managing any data that you put into the unit. A picture viewer. So this unit will act as a large screen to view your digital pictures. A world clock, language guide, unit converter, and calculator. These are all in your tools menu. If we just go back up to settings really quick. In settings, we have a bunch of options. We have system settings, navigation settings, display settings, including the brightness of the screen, our time, our language, map settings, so we could change the detail. Vehicle selection, whether we're driving, walking, or motorcycling. Our Bluetooth settings. This is where we're going to go in and pair up our devices. We have our fuel gauge settings and our security settings. This security allows you to use a PIN code to lock and unlock your unit, and if you forget that PIN code, you could use your home location as another unlock point. You just take the unit home and it will unlock itself. And then we also have a restore button to restore everything back to the factory defaults. Now let's go all the way back. Now let's just take a quick browse at our map. So in the map screen, we've got a bunch of different icons. We have a plus and a minus. These are used for zooming in, of course. You could zoom out, zoom in. This icon here is our media player icon. We could select this to control the song that we're currently listening to. We can go back. We have our time in the top corner. If we touch our icon, it brings up the Where Am I screen. And you could also save your location by doing that. You could also touch this icon here. It's going to bring up a trip computer, and there's a couple pages to this computer. The bottom right brings up the same menu. And you can even browse your map by touching the screen and then moving the map around. This is our north reference. This button here rotates the map for us. This unit views buildings in 3D. That's why they have that button, so you can see all angles of the building. We could set a location. That's if we don't have good satellite lock, because we just got off the plane thousands of miles from our home. We could hit set location. I'll help it speed up to get its first location in that area. That was a quick overview of the menu systems in the unit. For more information and to purchase this unit and accessories, visit GPSCity